The market has been evolving really, really fast, and lawyers now increasingly need to have a good grapple on finance and economic concepts in the same way that financiers might need to have a better grasp on legal concepts as well. So we're trying to train the next generation of leaders in both of those fields. So the Masters of Law and Finance, which is co-designed and delivered by UCL Law, the School of Management and the Department of Economics. It's really a cutting-edge course mixing insights from law, economics, and finance. We're rethinking the way we're teaching things we have practiced for years in a way that makes it much more resilient to whatever challenges or students might face. We have core modules delivered by the 3 schools, which are really thinking about the impacts of commercial drivers on legal transactions and legal frameworks, and vice versa, fundamentally giving us ways to go beyond theoretical approaches that we're leaving for the students to connect and really helping them to piece those things together much more quickly and in a way that can be very readily applied into the markets as well. Our practical offerings in the MLF are very much also designed by the 3 schools and are trying to put our students in touch with the practice of how those legal and financial drivers intertwine and overlap. And for that, we have both placements, which are residential experiences that our students can take over a couple of months at the end of their studies in partner private sector institutions, and deal simulations, which are really deep dives into practical, real-life transactions that are on the cutting edge of that relationship between law and finance. We also have some opportunities to get engaged with policy, with legal and regulatory reform as well, in the form of legal clinics. We can think about better outcomes for our clients. So we have a really exciting mix of academics delivering this program, colleagues that came from big law firms and practice on some of those world-leading transactions that we're going to be studying on the course. We have colleagues that came from working at regulators and governments. We have colleagues like myself that came from international organizations, trying to make those practical insights shape the content and how we deliver the course, and vice versa. We're all still very much involved with practice as well. The best aspect of teaching the course so far has been the mix of students in terms of where the students are coming from geographically, in terms of practice, in terms of backgrounds, which means there are very close-knit cohorts that asks completely different questions that really push how we're delivering the teaching as well. Come prepared to be taken out of your comfort zone and really sort of push your limits to places you haven't quite imagined before. We're covering much more in the MLF much faster and with much more depth to respond to those sort of driven demands and that sort of driven level of ambition as well. Be prepared in the same way for that to be a very enjoyable and rewarding experience. It really opens doors to a huge range, I think, of opportunities. It could be law firms that are working squarely on the areas that reward that sort of deeper financial and economic knowledge. You have an edge that is increasingly rewarded by the private sector, by international organizations, by different players that I'm sure students will be thrilled to work for in the future as well.